guys, back here with my E46 M3. We're ready to do part 2 of our header video. Pretty much last time I think we talked, we had just the full Super Sprint setup with the dyno muffler with the single mid-pipe. We now have the dual mid-pipe also to try, since the internet told me how wrong I was for running that pipe. So we're gonna try this other one, and we're also gonna try the factory pipe. So next steps here, we're going to run the car as is today. So we get some dyno numbers for today and today's conditions. I'm gonna run all uncorrected numbers, just raw numbers as they come out of the dyno. So there'll be no correction, there'll be no nothing. It'll just show our changes and differences between all three pipes. So we got the Super Sprint single on it now. We're gonna try the OE section 2, and then we're gonna try the Super Sprint section 2. Obviously, these are very, 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 very similar. Our H pipe is pretty much in the identical location, so shouldn't be any difference there. These pipes are 63 millimeter or 63 and a half roughly versus 60 millimeters. So, you know, maybe a little bit difference in pipe size there, but nothing drastic. We've installed these a few times. Again, I'm not expecting much here, to be honest with you. If there's any big difference, then I'll be pleasantly surprised and I'll put my foot in my mouth. So I guess let's get this thing running and make some pulls. Back here, got the car on the lift. Riley's already starting to take it apart. We are gonna take off the Super Sprint single section 2. We're gonna put on our OE section 2 first, and we'll give that a shot, and then we'll be back over on the dyno.
I missed the shot of it coming out.
I'm reading Don't Kill Myself books.
Got the Super Sprint section 2 out, the single pipe here in the middle. Obviously you can tell, should be a large difference comparative to the other two styles, but ultimately it's doing the same thing. Again, the merge is still pretty close here. So again, I wouldn't expect anything drastic. I think the first tell will be if the OE one picks up power, and then we'll compare the OE to the Super Sprint. Let's go put on the OE section 2, and then we'll be back here on the dyno.
What setup's on here now?
We are on the Super Sprint stepped headers V1, the matching section 1. We're on an OE section 2 at this point, and the dyno muffler. We're gonna see if there's any difference between the Super Sprint single section 2 and the OE one, so let's see what happens. Said it's looking pretty similar to that Super Sprint single. I don't know. say that's a pretty accurate representation of the Super Sprint single versus stock section 2. And if you can't see much of a difference, that's because there isn't, as expected. Ow, ow, ow. So we're going to be doing the Super Sprint dual pipe section 2 next. I am expecting 0 change.
About the same change you saw.
Yeah, about the same change. At least it'll be new. And at least the internet will approve of my exhaust system. Alright, we got Super Sprint dual pipe section 2 on now. I guess it's gonna be 270 or bust. So, or 370 or bust. Guess we'll see. I'm really seeing a trend here. First pull, again, 340. This was first pull on the OE pipe. This was first pull on the Super Sprint. 340, 340, 340. So first pull out of the box, all three have hit 340. I'm gonna predict the next one makes about 350 or so. Let's see. Made a couple less there, but this was our second run last time on OE, on the OE mid-pipe. Again, pretty similar, pretty close.
I think there's a huge change, probably nothing.
I guess the hot take here would be that we did, how many pulls today? 12, right? But we did like 4 each.
Yeah.
So we probably did about 12 today. And they follow the same trends, and honestly, this last one made the least amount of power, ironically. Like here was our progression on the Super Sprint pipe, the twin, 340, 345, 348, 350. Whereas on the OE pipe, we were 340, 349, 350, 353. So based on that, lost a little bit. And then the other one finished out on the single pipe, 352, 353. Again, more than the twin pipe. So I wouldn't really say that we made or lost any power here, because 3 horsepower from run to run is not a lot to say that you're losing anything. So you're less than 1%. So I would say it's pretty consistent and pretty conclusive that the section 2 does absolutely nothing.